First, they came for Alex Jones, and now they're coming for Nicki Minaj. I want you to think about how big of a gap that is, okay? I want you to think about how big of a gap it is from Alex Jones to Nicki Minaj. How many people fit in that gap? Because that is how far apart the censorship is. Nicki Minaj to Alex Jones. And we're all in the middle of that.
I sense a disturbance in the universe. I sense there is something that requires my attention. It's Geeks and Gamers again, isn't it? I guess I'm the only person for this job. Right then. So, in case you're new here, Jeremy and I have a long and complicated relationship. A relationship mostly consisting of him saying something dumb and me going into a long diatribe correcting him, as well as poking fun at him for his especially stupid things that he says. I feel like I should reiterate this again. I've said it before, and I still mean it. I have nothing against Jeremy personally. It's not even his well-documented Trump simping that pisses me off. Look, you can simp for whoever you want. The politics is not the problem here. It's all about how he presents himself to anybody outside of his little safe space. And yes, I use that word very deliberately. In case you're unaware, this is Jeremy's political channel, D-Day Cobra. There are many wonderful attractions in this wondrous alternate universe to your real life, including, but not limited to, 10 plus videos on the Dave Chappelle special, 5 plus videos on Kyle Rittenhouse, infinity number of videos featuring the same 3 SJW memes that stopped being funny several years ago. This is, of course, what you have to expect with anti-SJWs in humor. When they find a funny joke, they run it into the ground so thoroughly it makes you feel bad for ever finding it funny in the first place. See also Sargon of Akkad. Oh hey, there's also a video of him making fun of children with differing political views. Yeah, that really makes you look good, Jeremy. But I've already got too much to talk about right now. Maybe another time. You're probably begging me for some context to that insane intro clip I played for you. Well, all I have to tell you is, the context really doesn't make it any better, but here you go anyway. So brace yourself here. Make sure you're sitting down first, because what I'm about to tell you will blast your socks off. That clip came from a video titled Nicki Minaj cancel. First, they came for Alex Jones. That Alex Jones. 9/11 was an inside job, Alex Jones. Sandy Hook was staged by the government, Alex Jones. Lizard people, Alex Jones. 1776 will rise again, Alex Jones.
And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand?
You're probably thinking, what the fuck does Nicki Minaj and Alex Jones have in common? Why are they being mentioned at the same time? Well, get this. Jeremy is doing his bit about Nicki Minaj saying her cousin got swollen balls from the COVID vaccine. You remember that was a news story for like 5 minutes. This triggered Jeremy into a meandering diatribe about how bad cancel culture is, and first they came for Alex Jones. I mean, I shit you not. Here you go.
She is not spreading misinformation. She is asking questions. She is not telling anyone what to do with their body. She is saying that she has questions and she has concerns, just as I have never told anyone what you can and can't do with your body. I respect whatever decision you come to. You go to your doctor and you talk to them and you consult with your family and you do what works best for you. It's that simple. I have no impact. I have no interest in what you do, just like you should have none with what I do. The problem is this leftist narrative is all about controlling what you do. And I said it, goes back to what the type of food you eat, or the movies that you watch, or the video games that you play, or who you voted for, or who you listen to. It's psychotic. And now you're seeing Nicki Minaj, of all people, getting literally red-pilled right in front of our very eyes. It's crazy. She's done nothing wrong. She simply had questions and shared opinions. First, they came for Alex Jones, and now they're coming for Nicki Minaj.
Oh, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy. I love you. I really do. You're just so precious. First of all, no, Nicki Minaj was not just asking questions, quote unquote. Here's what she actually said. Does this look like somebody who's, quote unquote, asking questions to you? Kind of funny how you don't show what she said, likely because your narrative wouldn't make sense if you did. And just to demolish your level 10 bad take, Nicki Minaj has encouraged her fans to get vaccinated, and she has been vaccinated to go on tour. I guess she woke up, I should say she got red-pilled and finally seen the truth, only to be so underwhelmed that she fell back asleep. Whoopsie-daisy. Good God, I still can't believe people say red-pilled unironically in 2021. Dead memes. Dead memes! Is this what fucking canceling means now? You know, people were upset with her because she's spreading vaccine hysteria, and like it or not, people take her opinion seriously on this stuff. Should they? Hell fucking no. But that's just the way it is. Nicki spreading an unverified personal story like this is hugely detrimental to the virus ever going away. To her credit though, she didn't go full Fox News and the media is lying to you unlike certain geniuses here. But man, the Alex Jones shit came straight out of left field. Jeremy, with all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about? Seriously, I'm desperately trying to understand what you're telling me. There's like a line, right? And that started with Alex Jones. I mean, I think people have gotten canceled before Alex Jones, but whatever, I'm rolling with you. Now there's Nicki Minaj, and there's like a whole ton of people in between, right? So as soon as Alex Jones was canceled, it led to an avalanche of Wait a minute. Didn't Alex Jones get taken off of social media because he lied about Sandy Hook being staged? Didn't he call all of the parents actors, and this caused his brain-dead, low-functioning psychopathic fans to threaten the families who provably lost their kids?
Let me make sure I have this really clear. You don't believe the official story of Sandy Hook. You think there was cover-up? You think there was manipulation? You think that there was some sinister thing going on?
I still think children died. I believe mass shootings happened. They said one in Brazil, tragedy, and I believe it's a crisis. And I go back to the point of all gun owners being collectively blamed, then it's traumatic, and so people go and they find anomalies, and then I've kind of retrospectively gone back and seen how I did believe that stuff. And then I go back and I've now studied more actually the real anomalies, and it's just the school system and government trying to cover its rear end from liability. And so there definitely has been there's been a cover-up of the events.
That's the guy you're using as a poster boy for your cancel culture bad narrative? Are you for real right now? I mean, holy shit. To even compare these two people is laughable. Nicki Minaj was criticized fairly for spreading unneeded vaccine hysteria. Alex Jones literally tried to convince people the government killed children to take your guns away. In what universe are these two things the same? I can only assume that canceling someone means criticizing their ideas in any sort of mob setting. So remember, guys, if you ever gather in mass to critique the same thing from someone, you are canceling them. Which means, wait a minute. Jeremy has 92,000 subscribers, and he talks about Joe Biden a lot. And he has some not so nice criticism of him he broadcasts to his mob of fans. Really makes you think. But now that that's done, it really feels wrong of me to just leave you here after not doing this stuff for so long. I've got an idea. How about another video? Aren't you so happy to be subscribed to me? I'm so generous and wonderful. By the way, subscribe or I will vaporize you where you stand, or sit, most likely. One day, you'll just be one day sitting there, you'll be listening to me, you'll be playing Fortnite, and then when you decide not to subscribe and click off my channel, so subscribe now, subscribe to my channel now, put that cookie down now, get to the chopper. Thank you. Okay, before I go any further, I have no good place to really put this clip, so I'm just going to present it to you here with no context.
Can I show you all something really quick? It might trigger some people, okay? It might trigger some people, okay? But I think it's very important that we need to make toys great again, okay? Can we make toys great again? Can we make toys great again? Come on, where you at? Make toys great again, okay? Make toys great again. There you go. How many people do you think are really mad right now? How many people are mad as hell? He's got Trump. He's got Trump.
I want to thank my friend Stupid Skull Studios for informing me of that clip. Dear God, it is giga cringe times 1,000. I wonder how many people are mad right now. People are so mad at me right now. I wonder how many people are mad. Seriously, Jeremy? Dude, this is your own live stream with your own audience. Who is getting mad right now, Jeremy? I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad in the slightest. I'm amused. He sounds like a little kid who just drew on the walls with a crayon. Ooh, this is gonna make Mom so mad. She's gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so mad at me, Mama. You're gonna spank me. Oh, you're gonna spank me. Yes, you are. You probably thought I was exaggerating when I said Jeremy was a huge simp for Trump. Well, how do you feel now? I was right, bitch. In other news, one video on his channel piqued my interest, and it just so happens to be related to this subject. Canceling cancel culture. Interesting title, which brings up an interesting thought. How exactly would you cancel culture? That sounds like a fundamentally anti-free speech concept, which would be highly unusual for Jeremy. But go on, Jeremy. Maybe you have a 9001 IQ take that just eludes me. What?
Defeating cancel culture is not a difficult thing. It seems like a difficult thing because it's come for so many different people. And so many of those people bend over and apologize because those people, a lot of these Hollywood people that it comes for, have a lot to hide. And they can't really stand up to cancel culture because the moment that it comes for them, they have so much that they have been hiding and so many skeletons in their closet that they can't actually stand up to it. But when cancel culture comes for real, authentic people, all they have to do is reject it. All they have to do is tell you to go F yourself. And that is what we are seeing from a select few people that I believe are going to change the course of the culture and cancel culture in general.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I understand you right. So, cancel culture exists. And the reason it exists is because people bow down before the cancel culture mob. But if people had integrity and nothing to hide, they can beat cancel culture. And if they have something to hide, well, then they just submit to being canceled because cancel culture just comes for everyone, according to you. And this is why cancel culture is apparently super easy to beat, according to you, because all you have to do is never apologize for, well, anything, I guess. That's definitely a very problematic way to look at this. Oh, are you mad? Are you mad that I said that, Jeremy? Are you mad that I said problematic? I said problematic because it's problematic. Oh, you're so mad. You're so mad right now. So, from this information provided, I am coming to the conclusion that in order to beat cancel culture, you should never, ever, under any circumstances, apologize for anything you say or do. Interesting. So, let me explain why this is absolute bonkers. Later in this video, he shows a very cringy picture of Gina Carano. Who, you ask? Exactly. She had like 15 minutes of fame because she acted like a jackass on Twitter and got fired for saying political division is basically the same as the Holocaust. Flawless reasoning. Political division, which she has heavily contributed to, by the way. This is like lighting someone's car on fire and then complaining about how bad vandalism is. Glad to know this is somebody Jeremy looks up to as a symbol of integrity and having nothing to hide, because apparently only people with nothing to hide can beat cancel culture. But wait a minute, didn't Jeremy also say you shouldn't virtue signal?
So if you're a Hollywood nutjob that spent all of your time virtue signaling and pretending that you're this moral superiority, some wonderful person, and calling out everyone else and trying to pretend like everyone else is a terrible person, eventually when cancel culture comes for you, you're probably going to have to bend the knee to it because you have so much to hide because you've been projecting so much.
Well, what is this then, Jeremy? This looks like virtue signaling to me. Man, Gina also looks like an old-ass bat in this picture, but, you know, that's not important. Virtue signaling is bad, right, Jeremy? Well, then how do you explain, oh, I don't know, literally your entire channel? Joe Biden bad, Democrats bad, AOC bad, LeBron James bad, insert celebrity name here, canceled, far left evil. Sounds like someone has something to hide, Are you next on the cancel culture dartboard, Jeremy? Sounds like you're gonna have to submit to cancellation, cause by your own logic, you have something to hide. Burn. I could end on that note. I could. Yeah, I could. But actually, I like being thorough. So guess what? You get another helping of Jeremy. Yay! Aren't you excited? Eat up, children. Don't leave any leftovers. One more time, if you like this video, feel free to commence the task of initiating audience engagement exercise. Perform user feedback for the purposes of algorithmic search engine favorability, and initiate viewer-to-user future engagement exercise by subscribing to my fucking channel. Thank you for your implied cooperation. I have a question, so have you guys been following the Kyle Rittenhouse thing? I actually have, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm really disappointed in the left right now. So much misinformation coming from people passionate about fighting misinformation. It makes me mad, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't go a couple days without hearing white supremacists shot protesters and will face no punishment because of a crooked justice system. He faked crying and his lawyer said the N-word twice. Alright, look here, fuckwit, because I'm only going to say this once. Whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist doesn't matter in the case of whether or not he acted in self-defense. The two people Kyle shot were not protesters. They were just random dudes who made very bad choices that day. Kyle had also said that his only plan was to protect businesses. Is it stupid that he went to a state he doesn't live in? Yes, but that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to protect them from looters. Now, I know Fox News doesn't distinguish looters and protesters, but it was not likely that he wanted to shoot BLM protesters. Why? Kyle only shot those two kids after he shouted friendly and they refused to stop being aggressive towards him. They threw stuff at him, hit him with a fucking skateboard and shit. They tried, not to mention, he's reaching for his rifle. Now, I get it. Self-defense is a case with a very fine line. But remember, he was exonerated in a court of law, first off. Second off, he turned himself in to the police, and he was crying when he turned himself in because he just fucking shot somebody. So all of you people talk about fake crying, you bullshit. And before you say, oh well, he'll just do it again, unlikely. Kyle Rittenhouse literally said on Tucker Carlson's show that he supports BLM. I shit you not.
This case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense.
Right.
I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating. And I believe there needs to be change.
Look, the reason why this makes me so mad is because these are exactly the kind of idiot leftists that will make Trump powerful. once again, that will put Trump in power again. If not Trump, someone even worse than Trump. It'll be because of you idiots living in your fart bubble and thinking the entire world is just too racist, too sexist to accept me. Fuck off. You are everything that's wrong with the left. And worst of all, you give people like Jeremy legitimate points. This crazy dude who rambles about how the far left wants to destroy everything he loves and how they've infected the media and want to control his brain to eliminate the concept of free will. Look, I'm angry because I'm disappointed in you. There are so many fucking people with their heads up their fucking asses, not just on the right, on the left too. It's ridiculous. Get your head out of your ass so you don't become like Jeremy, a man whose head is superglued to his own ass. Speaking of superglued ass muscles, let's see Jeremy's reaction to this case. Why a Kyle Rittenhouse case is so important. Tell us why, oh wise one.
Let's talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial really quickly, because this is a very, very important moment for all of our futures, not just Kyle. But Kyle's future is very important, obviously, but this speaks to so much more. If Kyle Rittenhouse cannot defend himself when he is being physically attacked by multiple people, when he is actively running from people, if he can't do that, then what does that say about what we are facing? Are we really going to pander to the Twitter weirdos? Are we really going to pander to people that are obsessed with race and gender? There are people on Twitter, lots of people, and they seem to think that Kyle shot black people. That's what they think, because they don't do any research whatsoever. Is this the crowd of people we're going to listen to? A bunch of people that define everything off race and gender, define everything off of the mainstream narrative? We cannot allow this to happen.
Jeremy. Kiddo, Jeremy. I really have to ask. Are you okay? 'Cause you don't sound okay. Are you seriously entertaining the idea that Twitter might replace the legal system? Now, Jeremy, you've said a lot, and I mean a lot of ridiculous things in your time. But this goes down in history as the craziest thing I've ever heard you suggest. I mean, fuck, where do I start? I mean, first, you talk about how important this trial is, which, I'll be honest, I disagree. The only reason people care so much is because it vaguely involves BLM and the media has been hyping it up so much. Otherwise, this would be just any other case. Regardless, you go from, this is an important self-defense thing, to, will we just pander to the Twitter weirdos? As if this is a serious possibility that could happen. Oh man. Jeremy, I make a lot of jokes at your expense, but I'm gonna be serious for just a minute. I think you have a very terminal case of Twitter brain rot syndrome. TBRS is a disease that occurs when Twitter becomes indistinguishable from real life. I think this needs to stop, Jeremy. I really think you need to get off of Twitter. Seriously, it's for your own good.
Look at your career on YouTube! You used to be respected! Now look at you! Huh? Look at you!
He also says later in the video that this is a pivotal to self-defense, because if he can't defend himself, that means we can't defend ourselves, which is, like, ridiculous, to say the least. He attacked technically unarmed people, and he had a very visible firearm. He was undoubtedly being attacked, and that could have ended his life if he didn't retaliate. This case is like no threat to self-defense in the slightest, which I think is why you're scaremongering about Twitter so much. The court system will never consider Twitter a reliable source for anything besides shitposting, so this is definitely scaremongering. It's a classic case of the Illuminati wants to control your mind with fart chemicals made of dead babies or whatever crazy nonsense you can drum up in your clearly diseased mind. Only instead of the Illuminati, it's something much less threatening, like a blue-haired gender studies major. Wow, I'm pissing my pants already. The last thing I could say that makes me the most angry is Jeremy proclaiming about how political this trial is.
If Kyle Rittenhouse cannot defend himself, then what the hell are we doing? This is very, very important for so many different reasons. And I think everyone should be paying attention. This is a political trial. This is 100% a political trial.
How political this trial. I have more than a few problems with that idea. First of all, I thought you were against making things that aren't political, but we're just going to ignore that for a little bit. This trial is only political because people like Jeremy are the ones making it political. It had very little to do with BLM and concerned some kid who probably shouldn't have been there, shooting people who were attacking him. And yes, the mainstream media is inserting whatever agenda suits them, sure, but I fail to see how you are any different than they are, Jeremy. You're just the opposing team in a game of tennis. They hit the ball, and you hit it right back. You both take turns hitting until one of you fails. The only difference between that and a real tennis game is that real tennis eventually has a winner. There is no winner in this game. There is no champion. The game exists for its own sake, to keep itself alive at the expense of the world around it. And you keep serving. You both keep serving, thoroughly convinced that this time will be the winning shot, but it never is. The culture war, the game, wants you to think you're a winner, because that's how it sustains itself. Only somebody who isn't blinded by their own ego can see how pointless this game is. That person could be you, but it's almost as if you refuse to see the world any other way. And that, most of all, is what saddens me. Wow, what a sour note to leave on. Sorry, here's a kid taking a big shit.
Everything okay in there?
There, that's much better. If you like this video, you know what to do by now. I love you all, hope you enjoyed. I'm Karina McDaniels, have a good night.